Microsoft has reportedly pushed Xbox Studios to deliver 30% profit margin. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Allegedly leading to all those layoffs, canceled projects, price rises, and the end of exclusive. Set up to fail. 30% margin. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? What the hell is that? That's insane. Bro. A new report. Okay. A new report has shed light on the goings on at Microsoft, which has allegedly pushed. This just came out, by the way, October 23rd. Yeah. Which has allegedly pushed Xbox Studios to deliver 30% profit margin, much higher than the industry average. Oh, plus the AI development, getting the reallocations and funding. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier reported that Microsoft's 30% profit margin goal had led to the gaming division's huge layoffs, canceled projects, controversial price rises, and multi-platform push. That's why they also raised the Xbox Game Pass prices recently. Partly because I'm pretty sure it's unsustainable, but also the 30% profit margin, that's crazy, dude. The cuts to Xbox have been deep. Thousands of staff have lost their jobs over several rounds of layoffs. Games such as Rare's Everwild and Initiative's Perfect Dark Reboot were canceled after years of development. I think one of them was like in development hell. ZeniMax Online Studios game Project Blackbird was canned, leading to mass layoffs. The Initiative was also shut down. Last year, Microsoft closed Redfall developer Arcane Austin, the Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks. I love how the only thing Arcane Austin will now forever be known for is Redfall. And nothing else. Same for Tango Gameworks, bro. Meanwhile, Microsoft has increased the price of the Xbox Series X and S consoles and the price of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate to $30 a month. The latter of which was a hugely controversial move. I also think the fact that they're also pulling their hardware from the stores and the games from the stores while increasing the prices is kind of weird. Microsoft tried to make the jump to $80 video games, but ended up reverting to $70 after fans pushed back on the idea of paying $10 more for Obsidian's The Outer Worlds 2. Most expect Microsoft to go to $80 at some point next year. Bloomberg said the average profit margin in the video game industry is 17 to 22%. Yeah, I mean, 30%. Bro, oh, that's so funny. Over the past 6 years, Xbox has hit 10 to 20%, which is not bad, by the way. To put that 30% target in more context, Sony's PlayStation division achieved a 16% profit margin in quarter one of fiscal year 2025. My God. Bloomberg said Microsoft Chief Financial Officer Amy Hood, another one of those like awful executives, dude, enforced a new target to fall 2023 amid Microsoft's $69 billion acquisition of Call of Duty maker Activision Blizzard. The upshot now is, according to Bloomberg, that games that are cheap to make or more considered likely to make lots of money may take priority over riskier projects like MMOs. Xbox's floundering hardware division, meanwhile, may face a significant rethinking. The Mr. Krabs clip, what is this? This Xbox generation will be remembered for one thing: greed, and I would also argue
Phil Spencer
ego.
has been the
Okay, IGN has reported on recent comments from Xbox president Sarah Bond, who said the next-gen Xbox console will be a very premium, very high-end curated experience. That doesn't bode well for the average gamer, by the way. Bond has also called the idea of exclusive games antiquated. Ugh. Nowadays, Xbox Game Studios is one of the most prolific and successful publishers on PlayStation. Microsoft issued Bloomberg a statement that suggested its Xbox profit margin target isn't the same across every project. We look at the business as a whole, balancing creativity, innovation, and sustainability across a diverse portfolio of offerings. Yeah, okay, buddy. As with any creative businesses, sometimes that means making hard decisions and stopping work on things that are no longer working for a variety of reasons, and shifting resources towards the projects that are far more aligned. That are more aligned with our direction and priorities. AI. Bro, I mean, the fact that there was insider information and also rumors going on that they're not even going to work on the next-gen console while doing this weird-ass self-destructive strategy of pulling everything from stores and also hiking up prices. I mean, I don't know. I think this is just part of it. This 30% profit margin, which is crazy, by the way, just absolutely crazy. I think that's just part of it. And I think we're just going to see more developers suffer. And I think we're going to see more layoffs. I think we're also going to see more studios shut down. And I think you guys know one of those that are at risk. A very premium, a very high curated experience. Lady, that's called a gamer PC. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, a console is supposed to be easy to boot up, easy to handle, easy to play. You come home, pop in the game disc or whatever nowadays, like download it, and you start it up, you play it. You don't have to fiddle around with it. You don't have to get custom parts for it. You don't have to modify it, nothing. And it's supposed to be accessible too. Like the average like age for I believe like console demographics especially is like teenage to or like younger adults. They're not gonna have these days, at least most of them won't have like the financial funding for an $800 console or $1,000 handheld. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's be real here. That's crazy, though, dude. That's crazy. Anyone with 2 eyes and half a brain could tell Game Pass is unsustainable. Yeah, I know, but it's kind of weird that people were so delusional about it. I think part of it was because I'm getting games for cheap. And it's like, okay, but how long is this going to last? And how long until it gets the enshittification of Netflix and the other streaming platforms where you may not even have access to those games you like at certain points in time? You know, it's like you're giving so much control to the corpos for a short-term gain. It's nuts, dude. Xbox hasn't been good since 360. Based. Facts. True. I think the value proposition of a console is less clear these days when teens aren't necessarily sitting at the TV. Yeah, that's also true. I think there's been also a cultural shift in some ways from the console market to a more like either a mobile experience, which is why we're seeing Xbox kind of dive into the handheld market, right? They're trying to expand space there, their market share there. But we've also seen a huge, incredibly astronomical rise in mobile game, like phone gamers, mobile gamers, which I think is great, especially for the handheld industry, right? But also, I think we've been seeing a much more clear shift towards PC gaming, especially as the previous generation of gamers get older, and they're kind of looking away from the consoles now. But also, like, part of it is also Xbox's decision to have no more exclusives, essentially, right? They kind of tossed their towel into the ring and said, okay, instead of exclusives, we're going to go for market shares, meaning they want their games to be available in as many platforms as possible, including their rival Sony PlayStation. So if your console doesn't have exclusives, why would you buy the console? If you don't buy the console, then what are you going to go for? You're going to go for the other console, or you go for a PC, or go for handheld, right? It's just inevitable conclusion of what they're doing. But yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. Not cool, but like that's pretty insane. That's crazy, dude. Mobile gaming makes sense, but Unreal games are so fucking yeah. I think Steam Deck sort of has been. I mean, I think Steam Deck's a pretty good or close enough version to what I would want in the handheld.